Not too long ago we got a new Nintendo Direct, and just like always with those things, there was stuff people wanted and there was stuff people didn't want. I actually got quite lucky with this Direct, since a lot of things I was hoping to get news on actually got a spotlight. Splatoon 3 with some new DLC news, getting to play as Birdo in Mario Kart 8 was pretty cool to see. I straight up adored Kirby's Return to Dreamland, since it was one of my favorite games growing up, and of course The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom looks really sick and I can't wait to play it. But somewhere in the middle of this Direct there was an announcement which I, alongside other people, didn't really expect. That announcement was the addition of Game Boy and Game Boy Advance games getting added to the Nintendo Switch Online subscription. And well, if it wasn't midnight for me when they showed this, I honestly would have screamed, since I grew up with both Game Boy and Game Boy Advance games and I love them. So yeah, in this video today we're gonna be diving into these new services that recently came out, and we're just gonna be checking out some of them since I don't have anything better to do at the moment. So, the first thing I wanted to take a look at with these new services was how they performed, since Nintendo has a bit of a track record of releasing things in a bit of a messy state. The Nintendo 64 application that they released a while back, for example, had some issues regarding input lag, among some other things such as textures not properly working in Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. And with that in mind, I just played through some games, and so far I can see these games play pretty much identical to how they play on original hardware. And pretty much every game I tested felt like I was just playing them on a real Game Boy or Game Boy Advance, meaning that there was no sign of input lag, or if there was, it really wasn't noticeable. This also meant that the only issues regarding controlling the games came from hardware limitations, which is something you will mostly encounter with the original Game Boy games such as Kirby's Dream Land, which has a small delay after sucking up enemies, so you can't immediately spit them back out again to deal damage or destroy obstacles. But besides that, the games are working on how they are intended to. Every game we have so far also looks really sharp and vibrant, and it's honestly a treat for the eyes to just see how good they look on these Switch emulators. Sadly, if you rather have the games look like they're played on real hardware, there is sadly no way to make the games look a bit more authentic besides adding some dumb filter that makes the games have some grid on top of them that to me just looks dumb and unnecessary. And speaking of unnecessary, for some reason the versions of the Minish Cap that are included in the Game Boy Advance service look a bit odd, so to say. Since it seems that with this new re-release, Nintendo decided to alter the brightness of pretty much the entire game. And well, while it does make the game look different than how it used to, it's honestly, in my opinion, a massive downgrade, and I honestly would have loved it if they kept it the same as how it was before. I adore the Minish Cap, but this re-release on Switch I can honestly only play for about 2 to 3 minutes before my eyes start to hurt, and it's really upsetting to say the least, since I love this game. Well, at least they made the original Game Boy games look a lot better when using the Game Boy Color style, since it makes Kirby's Dreamland on the Game Boy look a whole lot better, and that's just nice. And the last thing I wanna go over for this video is just the sheer amount of quality games we got with this release of these services. Kirby's Dream Land might be a bit old and outdated, but it's loads of fun and quite easy to get back into since it's very short. Mario Land 2 and Wario Land 3 are both really good platformers and are also really easy to get back into, just like Kirby. The Minish Cap is honestly a must play if you love Zelda, and so is Superstar Saga if you like Mario, or heck, even if you like RPGs in general, it's really good. And of course, I can't forget about WarioWare Incorporated. It might be a bit easy and short, but I will guarantee you that you will have a good time with it. Alright, so that will be doing it for this short video. I'm actually surprised we even got these services in the first place, but I'm happy we did, since it honestly makes a Switch Online service in my opinion 100% worth it. Well, that is unless you don't really care about playing games such as Mario Kart 8 Online, but that is besides the point. It's just great that Game Boy and Game Boy Advance games are now easily accessible again, and well, I'm just really happy. So now, let's just all hope the Nintendo will bless us by finally re-releasing some true Game Boy classics such as WarioWare Twisted. And then, well, I guess I will be playing Superstar Saga for the next 50 months, so if you don't hear from me again, you know what happened.